Hey guys, what's up you guys? Welcome back to my channel, Just Devs TV. Thank you guys for stopping by. So there's a few topics that I wanted to touch on today. I want you guys to get this beautiful view behind me. I don't know if y'all can see it. Let me just turn the camera so y'all can see it. Girl, y'all see that beautiful view? Yes, I'm on vacation, but there's some things that I needed to come and talk to y'all about today. So I'm scrolling through TikTok. Of course, I'm scrolling through TikTok, and child, we got this little nursing school girl from Indiana talking about getting on Beyonce's internet, talking about Beyonce is not country, talking about her grandparents was the ones that was picking it, not planting it. Child, I'm gonna play the video, and then we're gonna come back and we're gonna talk about it.
I'm sorry, but you're black. You're not country. I don't care. And I wish I meant that in the nicest way. But okay, I know you were raised in the country, or your grandparents were, I guess, your great granny and grandpas, but they was taken. Okay, it wasn't planting. Just keep that in mind. They wasn't making money. Just getting sold for money. You ain't country.
Yeah, that's pretty rough, isn't it?
All right, so y'all, now that y'all seen that video, the beehives, what y'all got to say about that? What y'all got to say about this little girl coming on here talking about Beyonce is not country and talking to black people, and black people is not just because your grandparents was raised in the country don't make you country, and they was the ones picking the cotton, not planting the cotton. What y'all think about that? What y'all gotta say about that? Y'all gonna find this little girl? Y'all gonna do what y'all need to do and do what y'all do to everybody else? Y'all gonna go do what y'all need to do to that little girl? Because I feel like music is music across the board. You can sample any kind of music that you want. That's number one. That's how I feel about music, period. Music is for everybody. It's not just one monotone for just the people, whatever. I listen to all kinds of music. I listen to Mandarin songs. I listen to Korean songs. I listen to R&B. I listen to hip hop. Like, I listen to it all. I listen to Spanish music. I have a range of what I like to listen to as far as it comes to music. If y'all don't understand the history of music, first of all, she needs to do her history, because country music was created by black people. I'm not going to do a history lesson here because that's not what I'm here for. I'm here for hot topics. I'm here to discuss what was said on TikTok. On TikTok while I was strolling. Country music was created by black people. Taken, just like a lot of other things was taken and created and made it theirs. And now that a lot of people are wanting to divest back into country music, i.e. K. Michelle, Beyonce, what's that other kid name? That other guy who was doing the song with Miley Cyrus's father. I can't remember his name off the top of my head. Little something, whatever. I don't know his name. But I feel like you don't have a lock on any genre of music, especially when a lot of music was created by black people. And for her to be a nurse, that's a little bit disturbing. She's a nursing student in Indiana. And for her to be a nurse, that's a little bit disturbing to me, I feel like, because this right here just goes to show you that the level of racism that still exists in the United States is heavy. And for her to be a nursing student, and for her to eventually have to deal with black patients, what is that outcome going to be like? What is that going to look like? What is going to happen to a black person in need that comes across her as a nurse? And then the school, that little crappy apology that the school issued, I feel like that's just a little band-aid that they want to put over it until we forget about what was said. But I feel like she should not be in a nursing school. She should not be in a nursing school where eventually you get your license and you are going to have to deal with patients of all colors, shapes, forms, whatever the case may be. I work in a diverse place like this, and I hear these stories all the time. People come and they say, oh, 2024 racism is not alive. But this right here, this little girl right here shows you that it's alive and kicking it well in 2024. What now? Are we supposed to sit back and take all these incidents? Are we supposed to just sit back and take these incidents lying down? Is that okay? Should that be something? I feel like you keep your opinion is your opinion. You keep it to yourself, especially if it's full of bigotry and hatred towards another race that has nothing to do with you. Nobody's come in contact with you, this little girl. Nobody's come in contact with her to give her this train of thought in order for her to get on the internet and express this. Regardless, you can feel how you want to feel. Keep your feelings to yourself, because honestly, nobody really cares. But then for you to get on the internet and project it and say, announce that to us. What did you think? What you thought? You was going to get a whole lot of people rallying behind you and everybody was going to be in support of it. She said what she said. She felt how she felt. She meant what she said. I don't think she doesn't, even if she does issue an apology behind the university issuing an apology, that's not true. Her initial thought was black people be picking cotton and not planting it. And black people being sold. That's what her initial thought was, because that's what initially came out of her mouth. So anything after that, ma'am, I don't believe you and I don't trust you. She said what she said, and y'all need to believe her. I don't understand how many times people gonna have to tell y'all, when people show you who they are, you believe them the first time. And stop placating these people because you just feel like, oh, we gonna have a kumbaya moment. Everybody needs to get along. Everybody's not on the same page as you. Everybody is not on the same page as you. Nobody in their right mind should get online and say something like this. Like what this little girl said. And then still be allowed to be in nursing school, where eventually she's going to have to take care of patients and see patients. And that sentiment is going to stick with her throughout her whole career. If she becomes a nurse, that sentiment is going to stick with her throughout her whole career. So y'all think something's gonna change in nursing school? It's not. It's not. So now what, Beehives? What's happening now? Beyonce has a right to do and make whatever kind of music she wants. K. Michelle has a right to do and make whatever kind of music she wants. There's a bunch of other country singers that we don't know about that is black that makes country music, and Beyonce included them in her album, as well as Dolly Parton and a couple of other people she included in her album. So what now? And why are we not having this conversation about this little racist girl who is getting on our internet and talking about Beyonce and talking about her ancestors and they were being sold? That's offensive. That's super offensive. Why is she still allowed to even remain in the nursing program? But that's a conversation that everybody else is gonna have to have, because nobody, I'm small over here and nobody's gonna Nobody not gonna really have this conversation and talk about it and all of that stuff like that. Like, y'all rally behind Beyonce so heavily, y'all need to be on her. Not physically or anything like that, because I'm not condoning violence or anything like that. I'm definitely not doing that. But go put the little bees in her chat and all of that stuff on her TikTok. Find her on Twitter, whatever, I don't know. And put the little bees like y'all normally do in her comments. People get on here on my little channel and be having comments about if I say anything about any one of these stars, and whether negative or positive. And most of the time I try to say positive stuff because I don't want that kind of energy over here. But y'all get under my comments and say all kind of foolishness over the smallest thing. But here this girl is blatantly going out there and saying X, Y, and Z, and I don't see nothing. No, I don't even really hear nobody talking about this. So I had to get online and make a video about it. Child, I don't know. Y'all heard what she said? If y'all in the Indiana area and you are a person of color with, you got melanated skin, child, I don't think that you should ever stay there or be in a facility where this little girl is a nurse. Wherever she end up, because she's just in school there, wherever she end up, y'all better run. Y'all better run. Because her sentiments is clear. Anyway, let's move on to the next story. So, child, y'all know Donald Trump. Child, that is a Freudian slip. Y'all know Donald Trump is in the area, child. He in Atlanta, child, and he stopped at Chick-fil-A because now he trying to give out burgers and shakes, and he really probably wanted to give out chicken to y'all suckers, but because y'all gonna eat it up. But it is what it is. First it was sneakers, gold sneakers, because he know that he has some inkling of a that black people like sneakers, so that was his attempt. And now it's chicken and shakes and Chick-fil-A. Y'all falling for that? It's just a question for a friend. If you're not into politics and you're not into politics and you don't know how things work and how it run, I'm gonna let Linnea from TikTok tell y'all better than I could tell y'all. She sums it up 100%. 100%. I'm not gonna play the video. I might post a video. It all depends. But I'm gonna let y'all hear what she gotta say.
But I'm gonna keep it brief. It would seem as though I've got to call you people in again, and you people, as in my people. Look like to me y'all didn't get enough last week, so bring that ass here, boy. Why on earth was y'all shucking and jiving down to the Chick-fil-A on Martin Luther King Jr. Drive to perform a minstrel show for Donald Trump? I know all of us seen Maya Angelou say, when someone shows you who they are, believe them, but it don't give comprehension. On the way to a fundraiser here in Buckhead, Donald Trump carried his cracking ass down to the Chick-fil-A in the West End. Now, for anybody who's ever been to Atlanta, you know good and goddamn well there is no reason you should ever need to pass through the West End to get to Buckhead from Hartsfield Jackson. But he decided to stop there anyway to take pictures with the staff and give out free milkshakes to customers. I bet money he wanted to give out free chicken. But somebody on his team said, now that's a little bit too on the nose. I think they'll find us out if we give the inner city blacks free chicken. But it gets worse. This was a Chick-fil-A right behind the Atlanta University Center, home to Spelman, Morehouse, Clark Atlanta, and Morris Brown, where some of the country's brightest black minds are being molded into tomorrow's thinkers, leaders, and change agents, or so we thought. Because baby, what the hell made you think it was okay to have a Spelman hand etched into the annals of history placed across this man's chest? And this baby is young, likely impressionable, and is literally being ostracized for this action in real life, so I will not condone or participate in bullying her. But there needs to be serious consideration that sure, Spelman College is not an institution that is decidedly Democrat or Republican, especially with this new generation looking to dismantle the two-party system, which is largely made up of college students. But also considering the fact that we just celebrated 143 years of the existence of Spelman as the maker for black women's empowerment and the academic home of several black feminist icons, what we won't do is allow that heritage to be juxtaposed next to a walking antithesis of black women's liberation. And it wasn't just her. Apparently, a young girl from Clark, Atlanta took it upon herself to say on camera, this is Spelman, this is Clark, this is Morehouse, and this is Morris Brown, and we support you, Mr. Trump. I was weak, sister. What really made me gag, as in like throw up in my mouth a little bit, was seeing more than one slide of young black women clinging to this man's person with perceivable glee. But once again, these are just kids, and we can only hope that the social ramifications of this stunt will help them learn from their actions. But the actions displayed yesterday are but a microcosm of the way a lot of y'all be acting when it comes to fame and fanfare, particularly associated with Donald Trump. Let him offer you something, and all of his atrocities go out the window. He's done the same thing in black churches. He's done it at other HBCUs. He did it with those two very misguided black women, Diamond and Silk, parading them around his 2020 campaign as his hype women. He so very obviously uses black people as pawns to siphon votes from unsuspecting populations that he suspects don't take elections seriously enough to have an opinion in the first place. And I'm increasingly concerned that some of you can't see that we are falling to the same trap that was laid in 2016, or that you simply do not care. And right now, today, we cannot afford to be careless with our allegiance or frivolous with its representation. Well, him being president really didn't affect me. He was shelling out those stimulus checks, so he good in my book. Say it with me. No, he did not. It was a lie. Congress said that you needed the money, and he wanted to say, fuck y'all for real. And even if you don't care that it wasn't necessarily his idea, what you do need to know is that his ideas are the ones that are making your everyday life terrible. The whole time you worried about a check that was gone, 2 weeks later? Exhibit A, his 2017 tax bill has steadily increased taxes for anyone making less than $75,000 a year, which is why everybody you know was looking at their refunds, or a lack thereof, crazy this year. Exhibit B, Trump appointed 3 conservative Supreme Court justices to the roster, and now y'all dodged the law trying to get an abortion. Women lost their reproductive rights with the overturn of Roe v. Wade. Minorities lost a supposed fair shot at higher education when they took affirmative action. Businesses have been given the right to discriminate against people on the basis of their gender and sexuality. The Voting Rights Act has been weakened, and any attempt at canceling student loan debt has been blocked at every turn. Up until recently, I guess Joe did that one thing. But they've already told you they're going for our civil rights next. And Trump has already told you if elected, he'll do everything he can to make sure it's the last election we've ever had. But you thought it was cute to give the backwater racists that live down the street from you even more rhetorical ammunition to support his delusions of grandeur to rid us of a free election. Public opinion can sway elections, everybody. That's quite literally how it works. That's why celebrity endorsements are so important. Yes, there are people that are always going to vote for him. And while the inverse is true as well, stunts like this not only rally his base, but can also sway undecided voters. But you know what else it does? Perhaps the most important consequence is not only having people vote for somebody who should literally be in jail, much less allowed to run, but it also influences people who know nothing about local candidates and will either make their whole ballot Republican in November or Christmas tree it. Tennessee's Senate just passed a bill allowing public school faculty and staff to carry concealed handguns instead of just getting rid of the automatic weapons. The Arizona Supreme Court just reinstated an abortion ban from 1864. This social media shit has real life consequences. We're in a time where at least 50% of adults in the United States get at least some of their news from social media. And doing something that may seem as frivolous as grabbing a photo out with Donald Trump is empowering the people across our states who have the actual factual plans and means to take away our rights and freedoms. So for those of you who feel like you don't actually have a dog in this fight and will do anything for a TV moment, I need you to think twice, 3, hell, maybe even 4 times about what you do in the public eye. Because as unserious as a place social media can be, it's time for all of us to be for real. Hey y'all, what's up? It's Friday.
So that y'all heard Lynae Vanny. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. I really don't want to butcher her name, but it's Lynae Vanee. Now she's on my TikTok. I follow her on my TikTok a lot, and she's always talking about politics. She's talking about other things that you see in the news, but everything she said in her video 100% sums up how I feel about this election and Donald Trump and the things that he's doing in order to sway the black vote. Now, if you guys fall into that trap and you feel like these little tactics that he's doing, the sneakers, the Chick-fil-A, that can sway you to vote for him, then that means that just shows him how stupid he thinks black people really are. He really thinks that black people are really stupid and ignorant, and y'all are just proving his point. I was in story time, short story time. I was in this sneaker group on Facebook, like I said in my last video. Now, when this video came out, when he came out with those sneakers, I see this idiot in that daggone sneaker group talking about, oh my gosh, I got to get my hands on those. I really got to get my hands on these $400 sneakers. First of all, $400, that's $400 that you probably don't even have. Secondly, if he feels like, oh, he could sway you with a pair of sneakers, what is that telling him about? What is that telling me about y'all mentality? I had to exit stage left from that group because I feel like the group was toxic and it was a lot of stuff going on. And I was just like, I thought this group, when I had joined the group, was a group about people who love sneakers, you know, sneakerheads who love sneakers, blah, 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 because I love sneakers. And, you know, you post and stuff and da-da-da-da. But then you got people in there that's like really trolls. And then you have this mentality. And I'm just like, for the love of goodness, how simple do you think that they think that you are in order for you to believe that this little thing right here or that little thing right there, say sneakers and milkshakes, chicken, whatever the case may be, is they gonna sway your vote with that? Come on, people. Come on. I implore y'all to go follow her because she breaks down a lot of stuff. She's very intelligent. She say it better than I could say it. Sometimes I can't find the words to articulate the things that need to be said in order to reach people. But I'm just like, come on. Are y'all kidding me? Are y'all serious? But then you're going to have some people out there that's going to say, oh yeah, y'all should go follow X, Y, and Z. Y'all should go vote for X, Y, and Z. And y'all just going to, because you're not heavily swayed, like heavily into politics and you don't follow politics like that. My mom was heavily into politics and we followed politics to the T. So I know. And we had our voters stuff from time we was 16 years old. Like my mom didn't play about that. But she also educated us enough so that we'll know how to pick and choose and follow politics and, you know, follow the things that we need to follow and understand what's going on and how they're using everything they can to reverse time and turn back the hands of time and strip you of all of your rights. If you fall into this category and you believe that what they're doing is trying to help you, you are sadly mistaken. This video probably won't even, I don't even know. They probably will stop this video from the beginning. But what I'm saying is, if this video does come across your timeline and you watch this video, I implore you to do your research. And I don't fall for the okie doke. Don't let them pull the wool over your eyes. Don't let them assume that you are not educated in certain things and you don't know what's going on. It's getting to be out of hand. They literally trying to turn back the hands of time and put you back in chains. If you don't believe that that is not the case, then I'm sorry for you. I don't know what to tell you. But thank you guys for stopping by. That's all I'm gonna talk about right now, because that's all, that right there was enough for this video. But thank you guys for stopping by. Don't forget to like, rate, comment, and subscribe, and I'll definitely see you guys in the next one. The next one is probably gonna be a little bit lighter than this, or maybe not, because I have some topics that I wanted to touch on. And I don't think it's gonna be light either. I think this week is not gonna be a light week for me when it comes to videos and stuff. But I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.